stage has been set with many swerves along the way. But the road ends tonight in the Ray-Ro Shima Zion Championship saga with one final title defense. We've seen a few unclear conclusions. We've seen a lot of controversy involving the allegiance of Ray-Ro.
He weighs in at 228 pounds. He is the baddest man in IWC. He is Ray-Ro.
And Ray-Ro was met at the ramp by Norm Connors, and he has a death stare at Norm right now. Were I Norm, I'd be heading for the hills, because when Ray-Ro looks at something like that, it normally never ends well.
When Ray-Ro re-entered the championship scene back this past fall, originally he was a man alone. Then it looked like he was back with J-Rock. Then it seemed he was with Ricky Reyes. But Reyes has been fired, and he's hightailed it to Puerto Rico. Ray-Ro, apparently still a part of the Cleveland Mafia with Shane Taylor, now enters without any more tricks up his sleeve that we know of, no more secret allegiances, and he's ready to face the absolute best on the IWC roster. Shima Zion shocked the world when he won the 16-man, 2-day heavyweight championship tournament for the IWC title. He continued that wave of momentum when he overcame the challenge of Ray-Ro. But is he only tempting fate and prolonging the inevitable by accepting a rematch? Ray-Ro is sadistic. He's emotionless. He's a killer. He will do anything it takes to get what he wants. And Ray-Ro is a man who does not know his own power, does not know his own limits, if he has any. Shima Zion looking confident now, but he's staring into the face of a glorified machine.
We're seeing signs of the old Shima Zion, the 170 pounds of smut Shima Zion, posing for some photos.
Ray-Ro will not let go of the championship he feels should be his. After this matchup, Ro may have permanent possession of that belt, and knowing Ray-Ro, I do mean permanent.
Well, let's not count Shima out of the match too quickly.
Not at all. You can never count Shima Zion out. 2008 Wrestler of the Year as voted by IWC fans, multiple-time title holder, but there's no way he can't be the underdog now.
And that's saying something considering that he already has, what, 2 wins against Ray-Ro? Back-to-back wins?
You gotta understand, I probably know Shima better than anybody in this company. Shima's always been the underdog. His entire career, when I met him, he's, the man you see in the ring today, he's put on a good 40 pounds of muscle since the first time he showed up in this company.
That's true.
But even at 130 pounds soaking wet, he always had attitude, he always had drive. I told him he couldn't do it. When he told me he wanted to be a wrestler, I told him he was crazy. But, he is your heavyweight champion of the world right now.
And it seems the personal stakes are at a high point after the chaotic altercation we saw last month, which saw Ray-Ro and Shane Taylor turn on J-Rock. Surprised to even see J-Rock here tonight after that beating he withstood, but certainly he would like some retribution. And indeed, Ricky Reyes' betrayal of Shima Zion and Jason Gory with that Dragon Sleeper. Reyes is not a factor. Shane Taylor already had a hell of a match. So it is down to one-on-one.
You'll notice Ray-Ro did not go for a collar and elbow tie-up there. He went right for the right to the midsection, took Shima down, and has been trying to hold him down onto the mat, although Shima, using his speed and quickness, staying on top of Ray-Ro. Not necessarily where he wants to be, because he doesn't have the weight or the power to really make this effective, but better over Ray-Ro than under Ray-Ro.
That's right, Shima just trying to ground Rowe, but Rowe, with extensive training in various fighting styles, including mixed martial arts, there's really no place in that ring, with the exception of the top rope, that Ray Rowe is not in his element.
And Ray Rowe was that mercy that he just showed? He had him mounted, and instead of going for a ground and pound right there, let him out and went back to a rear waist lock.
Could have been mercy. I would classify it more as a psych out tactic. Rowe letting Shima know, if I wanted to, I could end it right there.
You gotta understand, Rowe, I mean, we're talking about a classic contrast of styles here. Shima Zion, technical wrestler, high flyer, very fast-paced style. Ray Rowe, one of the most powerful strikers in this company, feels no pain, brilliant ground wrestler. So, you know, Ray Rowe is attempting to dictate the pace of this match here. You stay on top of him, you control the body. You don't want to take a chance, you know, even with a simple strike, you don't want to take a chance with Shima Zion. Outclassed though he may be weight-wise, he is a very resourceful young man.
Rowe sent for the rod, shoulder tackle. Champion taken down.
Really, in a shoulder tackle matchup between Shima and Ray Rowe, the expected winner won.
Rowe sent Shima to the outside, but Shima, with his agility, stayed on the apron. Lost his footing a moment, but was still able to take Rowe down.
Flying shot block.
That's a great cover by Shima. And Rowe's on the outside, and we may have to move again.
Wait a minute.
Baseball slide, nobody home. Ouch.
That's how it's going down tonight.
Ray Rowe can strike like no other but Shima. The baseball slide. Second time was the charm on the emotionless assassin Ray Rowe.
I've said this a million times. I'm about the most dangerous high flyer in this business. Just as likely to end his own career as anybody else's.
Look how plancha, the cross body, spread out his body weight for maximum impact onto Ray Rowe.
And Shima first one to his feet. Ray Rowe still laying on the ground outside the ring.
That's not padded. That's protection for the floor. That is no padding for these athletes. Oh, look out. Ray Rowe sent into a sea of wooden chairs. And there's nowhere in there that feels good. And we saw earlier with John McChesney how impact with those chairs can severely change the dynamic of a match. Face first into a shoe goes Ray Rowe.
How's your chin? Look on the back!
And Shima finally getting this back into the ring.
And Shima needs to press the advantage here. Keep the pace quick. Stay out of Ray Rowe's grasp. Oh, look out!
And right into the fans.
And with one monstrous shove, Ray Rowe may have ended Shima Zion's title reign.
Like I said, anytime Shima Zion climbs to that top rope, you know someone's going to get hurt. Might be the other guy, might be him. He managed to get him the first time. That time it was Shima that got the worst of it.
And now Ray Rowe unleashes in Ray Rowe's element. If he can strike, if he can throw, if he can grab, there are very, very few men, if any, that have ever come out on the upper hand of Ray Rowe. And you can see the pain etched on the face of Shima Zion now, as Rowe just tries to sap the energy, sap the consciousness from the body of Shima Zion.
Well, you know, if you want to be a world champion, you have to be able to contend with someone as good as Ray Rowe. Only the best hold that belt. And if you're not good enough to defend against Ray Rowe, then you're not good enough to hold the belt. And that's nothing against Shima. It's just the way the business is.
Shima, again, knows what he has to do. Stay out of the grasp, create some distance, quicken the pace. But can he get the big man Rowe over? A little extra momentum, get him right into a clothesline.
He cannot afford to have that happen.
Recover here, 2 and no. Shima attempted to put his body in motion to create more momentum to take Rowe over, but Rowe just watched him and nailed him.
You only get so many windows of opportunity with Ray Rowe. Anytime you're not able to capitalize on them, you have to realize this could be the fatal mistake.
And Rowe with a camel clutch, and this could lead, indeed it does, to the Ray Rowe cross faces. And this can break your nose, it can break your cheekbone, it can do a lot of facial reconstruction, especially with a man like Ray Rowe behind it.
It can break your will to live.
Shima Zion